All right. Next time I'm gonna make sure Rob makes me go first because I don't like following all these great student-athlete speeches because they're a lot better than I can probably do. I thought about today, Rob wanted me to speak specifically to how did my time as a student-athlete here at Willamette, way back a millennia ago in 1997 when I first got to campus, transform me or affect how I coach today. And I think back to really a thing that we started as a staff will kind of lead you down how I'm going to talk today. As a staff, we're really concerned with talk to reps ratio, and B can explain to you how we've transformed. We time each other as coaches. How much are you wasting these children's time on the practice court talking versus how many times they get to rep the skill you're trying to teach them? Coach Colville in the back, Coach Willis, Coach Mack, myself, time each other and say, shut your mouth and let them rep. And that got me to thinking about what Willamette did for me as a student athlete that's led to what I do today as a coach, is it really gave me a lot of reps in a lot of different areas of myself, my academics, obviously my personality. But I wanted to tell you a couple stories, and I can remember specific reps from professors on campus that have affected how I coach today. Number one, you see I'm dressed up today. I'm in a suit. You know, it's not really a suit event, I guess. But I can remember Professor Kathleen Whiting in managerial economics asking me in the middle of a semester of me showing up right before she started talking every single class in sweats or basketball shorts, saying, Mr. Ioane, I hope you find a career that requires only shorts and sweats, because that's the extent of your wardrobe. So that got me thinking about maybe I should present myself in a different manner here and there. So since then, I do have a career where I can wear shorts and sweats a lot, but I have to dress up on game days. Secondly, a thing I thought about in the old business economics major with Professor Hansen, always had a timer for his lectures, and that damn thing would go off with a minute to go. And he used to say, it goes off to wake you up, and it goes off to tell me I have 1 minute left to impose golden wisdom on you. He called it the golden minute. And B can attest, I time every segment of practice. The clock's going, it counts down. I don't do the golden minute thing, but it keeps me on schedule. And coming into Willamette, although I had really good grades, I wouldn't call myself the best time management person growing up. So I can remember Professor Hansen's, and it was one of those little wind clocks that you see. I mean, I don't know if they'll even make those anymore, but that damn thing went off every Monday, Wednesday, Friday in BGS. Professor Jill Schmid, my style right now in talking, and obviously I spend all day talking either to my players, my staff, recruits, parents, alumni. All I do is talk, and if you can believe it, I grew up with a stutter. So Mrs. Tupper was my speech therapist all through elementary school, Beartooth Elementary, and even when I got here, I was still terrified of speaking in public because I didn't want it to come out. But I took Professor Jill Schmid's public speaking class, and I was like, this is going to get you, Ioane. You got this 4.0. You can barely speak in public. You just took public speaking. Great decision. But she told me after my first speech, I had 45 pages of notes, and I was trying to go down my bulleted list in order, and she took me aside and she said, Kip, you're a storyteller. Stop giving a speech and just tell a story. And from that point on, you can ask Coach Colville, B, when I recruited him, I just tell stories. I don't ever have a script for anything. I prepare for it before, but if I came up here with note cards for me, boy, you guys would see a disaster. And that's from my time at Willamette in public speaking, whatever it was, 111. When I did that. Another crazy one, Professor Bob McDermott, I took gender roles in society. Took it with my wife, Kelly, a Hall of Famer here at Willamette. I hide all our trophies at home, so my kids ask, Dad, where the hell are yours? Because Mom's got the whole garage. I don't have any. Thanks, guys. But we took that class together, and she talked me into it. I was like, I'm not trying to go to gender roles. And Professor Bob McDermott the first day said, half of you men in here are pigs. You don't know it yet, but I'm going to show you. And he ended up showing me. And to this day, it's been one of my passions and drives to not be that type of person. And our team development program, our Teams of Men character development program that our guys do, and Brendan's a great example of the end of that. I get great, raw materials from parents, but we put them through 4 years of development in masculinity and how they identify a healthy version of that in themselves. And I'm telling you, I would have never thought about that at age 20. I mean, I was thinking about how do I score 30 on Linfield and what would that look like? And this Professor Bob McDermott and gender roles in Eaton woke me up. Last one that I thought about, I was a freshman, took an 8 a.m. Principles of Microeconomics with Kevin Fury. And I was asleep probably by 8:12 every day in that class. And he used to have to lay, this is crazy, he used to be in the middle of a lecture and he'd lay down and keep talking because he had a really bad back. And he would just, in the middle, man, the first time I thought he died. The second time, he just laid down flat and kept doing the lecture. And in the middle of one of these lectures, he's flat on his back and I'm doing this one in the front row. And he's, Kip, if I can give this lecture on my back in this amount of pain, the least you can do is stay awake. And from that point on, I knew, A, stop taking 8 a.m.s because your ass can't stay awake. And B, when somebody's talking, you better give them your full attention. And Brendan will tell you when I'm talking with the team, boy, I lose my mind without eye contact from people. So obviously there's thousands of those stories, you know, about what this place and the little small lessons. I mean, I could talk about Gordy James, who I played for, and the court's named after, and hopefully they'll name a stall after me one day. But I can tell you story after story of those little tidbits that stuck with me back in 97 through 01, and you know, I've been here ever since. And so it's been my pleasure to be able to tell those stories in recruiting and relate to other families, players, kids about what makes this place so special, and I hope to keep doing it for a long time. So thank you. Appreciate it.